Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome a very accomplished entrepreneur from Switzerland, Sandra Stella Triebl. Sandra, welcome to the show.
Namaste and grüezi.
Thank you. Sandra is the queen of networking in her own words. She's a media entrepreneur and a board member. She's the chief executive officer of Swiss Ladies Drive. She's also the president and founder of the League of Leading Ladies. So, Sandra, before we talk networking, tell me about your own amazing journey in brief.
Oh, goodness. In brief, I think, first of all, thank you so much for having me in this podcast show. Appreciate it big time. And I'm, just speaking of me, I'm born and raised in Switzerland, but I'm coming from a migrational background. That's how the Swiss call it here. So my mom is a mix between Poland, France, and Italy, and my dad between Switzerland, Germany, Italy, and Sweden.
Wow.
So, and I'm the cuvée in between.
So you've got all of Europe inside you.
Absolutely. But as mentioned, I'm born and raised here in Switzerland.
Yeah.
So what really drives me, if you're asking my journey, I think what really drives me and lets me get up happily in the morning is that I want to be, or I strive to be connected with others. So connectedness, I think, is the word that kind of connects all the dots in my life and in my CV. I always wanted to be connected to nature, to other beings, to human beings. And at the end, I ended up being an entrepreneur and founding Ladies Drive and the whole Ladies Drive world.
Amazing. Thank you. So how did you start building your network at such a young age? And what key lessons did you learn early on?
Well, I mean, back in the days, when you had business relationships with someone, it was not called networking per se. Back in the days when I started in my early 20s, I just thought that I am just a nice person who is just nice and staying in touch with others, and no matter of the role of the person. I think that was very key to me. I was interested in human beings, in personalities, not the role they had in a company. So, and I was not at all interested in what professional role they played. I was interested mostly in what did people wrong in their lives, because from all the misfortune in our life, from all the things that go wrong, that go southways, we learn the most out of it. Whenever we are in pain, we learn. That's weird, and it sounds maybe counterintuitive, but I think whenever we are in pain, we learn big time. We make big, bold moves because we're so much in pain. We can't stand it anymore. And when we reach this specific point, we say, no more. No mas. Now I change something. Now I transform. It's not that we change at that point. We really, literally transform. We connect new dots in our neural pathways in our brain. Everything connects. Our vibration changes. Our aura changes, if you want to call it more spiritually. But we really transform into a new being. And this is amazing after a period of pain and of misfortune, or whatever you want to call it, of trauma. We can really grow. That's what the doctors call today post-traumatic growth. Correct. Right? And this is what really interests me. This specific point, this was always like, for me, like, wow, if someone could tell me what she or he did at that specific point in pain, how she or he could transform, wow, that was always breathtaking for me. And these were also the stories that I tried to bring into the quarterly magazine, into on the stages of the events that I run, etc. So that was really the specifics of this magical moment.
Yeah. Fascinating. And based on all the work that you have done in networking, what are some common networking mistakes people make and how can they avoid them?
I think the major mistake is you don't like other people.
Okay. Okay.
If you don't like other people, just don't do it. Don't
Mm,
pretend that you like them.
mm,
Just don't. And I prefer to network with someone who's shy
mm,
than with someone who is fake
mm.
and pretends to be someone she or he is not at all.
Yeah.
And for shy person, networking is super easy. You
Mm,
just listen. And listening is an
mm,
amazing quality that a lot of leaders on this planet have totally forgotten
mm,
because we're so trained also through social media and the
mm,
rise of social media and the importance of social media that
mm,
we need to present ourselves in the best light. So I made some makeup this morning as well. So we
mm,
present ourselves,
mm,
but we're presenting ourselves and we generate output.
mm,
And usually we don't expect input. It's
mm.
more or less the one way
Right.
street, right? And shy people are amongst the best networkers that I know because they
Mm,
have this amazing quality to listen
mm,
and then kind of start maybe a timid, a shy conversation, but a truthful one. And
mm,
that's much better than these loud persons who pretend that this is my boat, this is my success, this I'm the CEO of this and the board member of that.
mm,
I couldn't care less.
mm.
So, and I think that's one of the major mistakes that people don't dare to be themselves if
Mm.
you're asking about major mistakes.
Well said.
And I think that's if you are yourself and you're very vulnerable also, that
Mm,
you show yourself just in this beautiful truthfulness that you are at the end of the day,
mm,
you can only win.
mm,
And people should be taking that step and that courage into being just who they really are.
mm. Great response. Thank you. And Sandra, what role do you see technology playing in the future of networking?
I mean, through technology, the two of us, we're
Yeah,
here,
absolutely.
right? And through technology, you can scale up your business.
Mm,
I think that's the fast answer to your question.
mm,
We can scale up businesses. We can reach more people than we ever thought that we could.
mm,
And it's not anymore our social offline tribe that we're
mm,
connected with and that we have encounters and discussions and build trust among them. We can scale that up. And I think with the rise of artificial intelligence, that will be a big one because
yeah.
I think artificial intelligence will lead to an overflow of content also on
Mm,
social media and
mm,
in general
mm,
throughout the internet.
mm,
So in the future, we will always need to ask ourselves, is this true? Or
mm,
is this fake? Is
mm,
this AI generated content?
mm,
And is this lady AI or is
mm,
she real?
mm,
So trust will be the new, and again, the new currency in this age of AI driven content on social media and on the internet.
mm. Well said.
And I think we do good if we just question every content,
Mm,
also in the news, whatever
mm,
we see, that we at least question it
mm,
and that we ask ourselves, could that be?
mm,
Can that be? Can that be true?
mm,
And only just asking this question will help to navigate
mm,
through this jungle and kind of identify which content is truth
mm.
and which content is fake.
Well said. Great response. And do you see a balance between digital networking and the more traditional face-to-face networking in future?
Well, I mean, nature, I'm coming also from I'm a studies biologist, right?
Mm,
And now I'm talking more as a biologist.
mm,
If you look at nature and connections,
mm,
for instance, fungi, they make amazing networks, right? So they help to distribute nutrients between the trees, and they make amazing networks under the earth. And I think if we look at online networking, that will still be something that will help to scale up our business and make the community larger and bigger.
Right.
But at the end, what does it help if you don't convert it into something? Convert it into someone who trusts you enough that she or he buys a book from you,
Right.
or pay some money to watch your podcast show, etc., etc. That's what I mean with conversion. So we have to convert it into trust.
Yeah.
And that's not an easy thing online.
Yeah.
It's much more easier offline because you can kind of see and read a human being much better offline than online. I mean, you see my face, but you maybe don't see all the delicate nuances of my mimics. So, and that's what makes it a little bit tricky. And it can be a great disbalance between you meeting and experiencing someone online and then finally seeing this person offline, maybe during a keynote speech on a stage of a conference. And sometimes you're really like, what? This is the person? I think she's so cool or he's so cool. Oh my goodness. So it can be quite an disbalance.
Very well said. And there are two aspects of any network. One is to build a network, and second is to nurture a network.
Yes.
So how does one build and nurture a network?
Building is all about first connections, right? And I mean, step one is you need to reach someone. Someone has to listen to your podcast or watch the podcast show. Before that, you cannot connect.
Yeah.
But once you have this connection, you need to build trust. Trust takes time because that's not the magic salt that you can put on it and say, oh, now people just trust me. I'm good. So this takes a lot of time. This takes a lot of conversation. This takes a lot of interaction and encounters. It needs several touch points if you want to keep it in more marketing, right? So you need several touch points with someone to trust this person at the end of the day. And then from there, we can build up something like, let's call it love, because it's from that point of trust, you can start to create your soul tribe. That's how I call it. It's like a little plant. You have the seeds. Yeah, you give them water. You take care that they have enough sunshine. And then they start growing. And then you nurture it, right? Because otherwise, this plant will die. And you can start to build your soul tribe with a lot of love. It doesn't help at the end of the day just to make business with them. It's like you need to love other people to get the love back, right? You cannot hate others and expect them to buy from you.
Well said. Well said.
You need this holistic love. It's not about sex. It's just about respecting others. And then we talk about kindness economy, where we put a human being in the center of attention with a lot of love and a lot of respect. Like in marketing, you say customer centricity. It's a more technical term, but at the end, it's the same thing. It's the kindness economy. And let's just be kind with each other. From that point, you can kind of really make this soul tribe just an amazing love affair, but also a business affair. And this is just great to see in my life, that after being in touch with, I just turned 50 last year. So after being in touch with people from 30 years or 35 years, they really trust me. And I know I will trust you. And I would never do something that harms these people.
Right.
Not privately, not in business. I really take care of my soul tribe.
Well
And
said.
business comes from somewhere.
Mm.
Sometimes you invest here in a relationship, but you never get something back. But
Mm.
if you see your network as a holistic thing, as a plant, as a tree, as a mother tree for your soul tribe, you get it back from somewhere else.
Correct.
But
Correct.
it always comes back to you.
Yeah.
If you send out kindness and love, it comes back to you.
Mm. Well said. And Sandra, how important is diversity within a professional network, and how do you cultivate diversity?
You cultivate it in terms of you need to be connected with people you don't agree with
Mm.
on purpose. And I do that.
Mm.
I connect with people I politically or for whatever reason I don't agree. Because I think it's so important to have people in your soul tribe that you cannot, that you don't agree.
Mm.
Because, I mean, if you look at a scenery, you look at an accident, yeah? And you look at the people who stand around that accident, and the police is asking everyone, every person, what have you seen? Everybody has seen a different angle to the same accident, right? And that's the same thing in business. It's the same thing for your network. You need to be able to walk in different shoes. You need to be able to change the point of view, to be able to see the bigger picture of a problem, right? Of a challenge. And that's why you need this different, diverse workforce. And it's very well documented in all kinds of studies that diverse boards perform better results in business. That's non-questionable anymore.
Absolutely.
And I think the reason why is because you put the best talents to one table, right? And that is a diverse talent
Absolutely.
pool.
Absolutely. Well said. So I'm going to now shift and talk to you a little bit about Swiss Ladies Drive.
Yes.
What inspired you to establish Swiss Ladies Drive, and what is the core mission?
I mean, we started in 2006, 2007. And the reason to kick Ladies Drive off here in Switzerland was there was no business magazine for women existing on the Swiss market. And we didn't find it elsewhere on the planet. It was just non-existent. So I realized there is a lack of this point of view, of this female point of view towards business and economy and politics. It's just a lack. It lacks. It's not there, but maybe it should be there. Maybe women should bring their talent to the table, and maybe they should be able to share their point of view. And that was the main trigger. The moment I realized it is not existing. I can buy the business papers and it's all about facts and figures. It's not about passion. It's not about what things go wrong. It's all about your success stories. I think that's boring. I already shared with you why I think that's boring.
Yeah. Well said.
So, and on the other hand, you have this traditional women's magazine. I read them too. That's not the point. But I think I'm an intelligent person. I can handle a lot of topics. I can read more than horoscopes and cooking recipes and nail colors and fashion items. I'm just interested in much more than that. And it's at the end of the day, business is not rocket science. It's just business. Yeah, we can do it. Almost everybody can do it.
Absolutely.
To a certain extent, right? And I think, okay, let's bring the two worlds together. What I'm really interested in. So sharing really true and deep stories about your business life and how you ended up being there and what kind of human being, what kind of talents do you bring to the table? What is important to be successful, how we call it, right? And on the other hand, creating this female point of view towards business and economy.
Well
And
said.
that what everything triggers. And I think, wow, that's a whole new world. That's why we call it Ladies Drive World, to really open eyes and yeah, empower other women. I mean, we did empowering women before the hashtag Women Empower Women existed in the first place. And we're really proud that we always did that we always wanted to connect women across generations, across industries, bring them together and let them share best practice or wisdom, right? And help each other. I mean, don't get me wrong, but men do that very, very good since
Absolutely.
centuries.
I
They're very
agree.
good at that.
I
And I
agree
think
completely.
and I mean, women can learn from that,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. I mean, women are half the world, and
Yes.
they're
Most of the time, we're 51%.
51% of the world. There you are. So I have time for two more questions for you. My next
Yes.
question, Sandra, is how have or who have been some of your biggest influences um, in your career?
My husband.
Okay. Well said.
That's a quick answer.
Yep.
Really, my husband is my BFF and my I always call him my Buddha.
Mm-hmm.
He's my coach. He's my best friend, and he's always he's mirroring me in a
Hmm.
very truthful and deep and well-meaning way
Hmm.
since 25 years. So, by the way.
Well said.
So we're together half our lives.
Hmm.
And it's just amazing to have someone at your side who just means well with you and never works on you or wants to push you to a direction because he thinks, well, she could learn this and that, and then she's a good wife. No,
Yeah.
that's not the point about being together. You grow together,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well said.
You fail together, you grow together, you love being in
Uh,
love together,
Absolutely.
and that what really makes my world go round.
Well said. And Sandra, my last question to you, and this is for the many, many people who will listen to our conversation. What would you say are three lessons you would give to young professionals or young girls or young women leaders looking to build a good, strong network?
Well, I do a lot of keynotes
Mhm.
all across the world about networking because you mentioned it, Queen of Networking. That was a headline in one of the Swiss papers. And since then, all the journalists copy paste from the other. So
Mhm.
that's why the Queen of Networking
Mhm.
started to be my brand. I didn't pick that,
Mhm.
so but the journalist picked it for me.
Yeah.
And I always tell them it's about truthfulness.
Mhm.
It's about really establishing truthful relationships because that's
Mhm.
at the end of the day everything you need to be happy, to create a
Correct.
place of happiness for you
Yeah.
and for others,
Yeah.
and vulnerability.
Mhm.
Just as I mentioned before, dare to be you because the way you are is just perfect, and that's just
Mhm.
how it is and how it
Mhm.
should be.
Mhm.
And learn from that place,
Mhm.
and don't be afraid that you are in pain or something doesn't work
Mhm.
or that you fail. We all
Yeah.
fail. At the end, I failed. Maybe you
Mhm.
failed as
Mhm.
well. We all
Mhm.
do.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter. The thing
Mhm.
is, do you sit there on the floor weeping, you're crying your heart out, or you get up, adjust the crown, and say, "Okay, one
Get
more."
on with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like this attitude, this mindset, this growth mindset, this winning mindset that you need. Just get up one more time than you fall. That's
Mhm.
success at the end of the day.
Very well said. Very well said. Sandra, on
Thank
that
you.
note, and your wonderful lessons, there should be truthfulness in relationships. Second, you said, don't ever hesitate to be vulnerable. Third, you said, learn from failures. Don't see it as a failure or don't see it as a setback. Thank you so much for speaking to me about your own amazing journey. Thank you for speaking to me about so many different aspects of networking and all the great work you're doing through all your organizations, including Swiss Ladies, drive. Thank you for speaking to me, and good luck to you.
Yeah, likewise. All the best to you out there.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.